CB men and women capsules. Susie Herbal Center, Ghana man, Madam was say, a painful, a bad time, one more money for them, or flower in fear to me, Nunca. Our pharmacist chemical herbal shops in name, and to 4 Susie Herbal Center, 0247 11 16 71. After 0246 57 87 50.
CB men and women capsules.
Ubadun so feel. Hey, you also FD, I share a dready and crack to him, Ajiatum.
Okay, yanko yanim 90.5 FM sunye sima makomako eye edunwotwe 18 minutes abo ade apa awia no mie no ho ye bepon no 90 ka hye so efama me report ni chiremu a eye Professor Ameya Konfi yes wono sky train scandal abeto dwa na oye former eye board chairman edema eye Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. What you say? Yes, in lawyer odi nim amia dina asem wo court no. Menteme ho ase bi apiem ne obroni fra no misunderstanding no. Am a lawyer dey say tin time all representing the biem. Eti lawyer no me no ka say wodenam tema station oba bi a o petrol truck ofie. A waja Ameya Konfi enso so e wo court wo no mo a okọ ne ba bi. Eti ni krata nyina odi ama no je kokodi wasem. On passem eti on passem eti kokodu asem eti former board chair Edema Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund Professor Ameya Konfi the lawyer lawyers are withdraw from 2 million a year sky train a year case at that court no following a misunderstanding with any client no it were a year news atiato town yema ososo watimi atibia enya semketwa etina chese ne etie ene no yanko yanim na yemfa dwumadi in the main discussion no ehase ya de sampanifo atwotworo mienu ene ne womo ase omadaje oman no ho edonti womo so apone womo time ne kakra omo de abafi ha yeba betwetwe enkomo yebedi nkomo e de afa the fight against Galamsey. Isanse no other topical issue kobe na trim you know any Amampani John Mahama and chair and share CSOs award the seat of government Jubilee House. Nina na ashishaya aban edisi wonu mo a ono nso epeso heboa na Galamsey ono nso etuase. Ebinim se enhye no ekoyie ebinim so face we de ya ton ya color TV akwakoto black and white share. Ayefa na onso so wugina empanifo so abayi ayefa na omso ejina Kwadwo Peprah president Edema Concerned Small Scale Miners Association ewo Ghana emamu hanom senior akwaba
media mejoso
na bibia boko de
ya domni humo bro
ya san share bi
yeah okay share check
na mining no I want for Ghana ngusia small scale for
I think the mining a part of your culture.
And part of your culture.
Yeah, and and mining has been in existence in the 15th century, 17th till now.
Obviously from 14
yes. The first trading in gold.
Okay.
It is being with us and it's going to be with us till that kingdom come. It from a good idea, Nyamia do it too.
Intiminya too.
David.
Okay. You be draw na face intiminya too dia. And then ho hwehye no. It's the fight no. Mekai say under the previous government here no din komo bebre. And now chom so approach no mo dey call M1. Abai ended up spending over $2 million. Esa to tour ho akade ade ni nyina nkwa
200 million no, nye 2 million. $200 million.
$200 million. Yeah. $200 million.
Yes.
And Akufo-Addo's government and they share the fight.
Yes.
But no sense can ashi. As wrong.
Ashi.
That's ashi. It you ever say issues in the current government approaching so saying also so no. Mamenko na mene Honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashiama, Executive Director at the Complementary Education Agency, CEA. Former Member of Parliament for Boom constituency. Honorable, about number na confirmation number.
Oh, me confirmation me.
They are acting and I say
acting by me GDA say by the end of this month.
Oh, okay.
The year is executive.
Okay.
Kasa.
Okay.
Hey,
ya feel.
What to say?
Yeah, Yamiado.
And I mean, I saw me chow. Ushena. We say, or your president. I'm a small scale minus.
No. Yeah, president.
No, Usha. Oh, not the insurance. Now, Usha the chain, everyone is. That's all.
Chino. So am I now. Oh, mine,
We're
president.
crying, Nania.
Oh, when you will be the enemy.
Why men cause I mean found. Oh, Okasembi. I am it.
Okay.
No, we should be proud of even a Ghanaian wearing gold chain on the street.
Okay.
We should be proud. Na adi abeko ye trim se obi to gold are not to say before no enu na adwen.
Yes.
Osi gold de yen jai to. Why should we stop? Yay! Why should we stop? Yet here say America bibia ye fine enye sa.
Yeah.
China bibia ye fine. Inti ye betumi akofa China for kru media be dia.
That be.
Omo se ne wo no enu na odi pe ne wo hia.
Yes.
Ne wo enu na odi pe ne wo hia. Do you get that? Yeah. If you have a cutlass and you know that the work of a cutlass is to clear grass for you to plant crops. And you know now the better.
And one no.
And I hear good. The only reason Intia de bia yetina ho kasafa and a Galamsey and he said we are not doing it in the right way. That is all. Simplicity. Sanyan san ashrien. Ye de nyina. Ye catch we are seeing nyina say ye nyansa say bi Uganda for ye nyansa ye di to go da in kesesema. Even we can actually use gold to tar our road. Eche say ye na ewo yen. Ba nyansa no nti na ye dede wu. E na nyansa no nti akoda ni politics. Do you get you right? Because what you can tell, the only resort to political activism for MPP today is Galamsey. This I say MPP for me to organize a press conference on health in there.
MPP to me organize.
They cannot. Can they organize press conference about Bank of Ghana governor today? They cannot. Can they organize press conference? Efa mwakwatani na nadonda da madada yeso matwa 10,000 kilometers of road. They cannot. They cannot. Indeed, their only window of opportunity for political activism. Eli Galamsey, na Galamsey, afenyuma kiwewu. Sauti ote ho.
That's all.
You should go and organize press conference for agenda 111. They cannot. And so I sympathize and I am listening and we are listening to Ghanaian Samoka say, oh, Galamsey no ekosu. Yes, my dear Tum say ekosu. Enjoy. So the best thing for us to do is to do it right to become rich people on earth. If Ghana is the 5th or 6th country having gold in the whole world, yeah, 6th country, why should we be poor? Why should we be poor? Ask that question. I'm a neighbor than politics. I'm a video can say, oh, Henna, Mama, Nanado Tisunu, yes, Omo declare state of emergency intinu, say, and Mahama on declare state of Nyansa Ashriani said, Fananado record to now from Mahama near Obo Humbody then Fatuho. Nabisa who say, is it right to say, and then we declare state of emergency? Okay. In the days of Nanado, I also say we should declare state of emergency. Yes. But in my right sense, not only on Galamsey, the whole government was a crime scene. Abandoning in Anka, declare state of emergency. It was a crime scene. Now one time Bishop Ako Nanado Ncheno Pacho say Yembuano it says that time no ukotolet kra man for kaku obinye ku one time Bishop Conference omukwa Nanado Pacho say Yembuano nani tem no enwie. Yes. One kai. Yeah. It is not about the whole government outside. It was a crime scene.
Sir, it got to a point, he threw in the towel, sir.
Yes.
The next leader, no, yeah.
So when the NPP people are talking today, I don't know the notes that they are reading. Because a woman penya omudi nechi as a flag bearer and the president kranu onuno nyankupo or shan nyankupo but one this so besi sorry dying $97 million koye. Where are they reading their notes from? Where are they reading the notes from? MPP from Mumayenyasu. The only MPP person that I will debate is the one who have the figures. Wachi have the figures of turbidity levels of water in 2024 and what we have today. They should make that what intellectual discussion or discourse. That is the person we should listen to.
Honorable, Kwadwo Kwadwo, I am minor for years.
Yes.
Wonuna debiada. Womo eti room. Mame kanisa in a room in a certain contest. Sir, who say fear you man sika umu? It took up so kana so be enjoy ya ye ni charges mo abefisa ko we de memfa ho nkame. Cash we would to nyasem ketwa.
Shambro fo amunina mo omu time nkete ti said the Kafra way and Saturdays no mo she shows. Na kan V8 odi no back room na mfutro bono na ofri mines o. Sika wanya no ba be di no kroma sako. Na on say ye nuanu mbe ma ni mba omo ye mema na mba no mo tititi kan no mo su dibi.
Boom. No boom kwa godo.
Good. Yes, and iron ore and omusi battery bibi susu. Lithium. Nini nyina ya nyawo.
And when you starting to your own. Yeah, mamutu.
We are hands.
Nanti entra se naenda egudie nso na.
Mesi munya botre. Se mo fa kwan paso di to a afa na be bie vote I honor your friend oxygen region.
Yes, mo akwa no ti. Yes, mo akwa di ma a yen ka fufuru mu.
We ko ye hu. And ya ko bo bia lo. Munya botre.
Ono ya isa basin ono nyina full of oil. Sa ko water leak full of oil crown so no e woni hu na solution so beba.
Okay.
Oti asese gold ho na betu oil la betu ni menu nyina
na botre. Mesi mu ya haza.
Likwe mone na ko nyina ko nkwanta sigangwa onyine betu ako
Misi ye reclamation wa ha
we shift cultivation shifting cultivation then you say na akara ni for enche biaba
ya ujina mi from ni peni o
aga bi ni ntina meka say okwo wole one ko nyina beba ona
Yendi east ni west in combo.
What is the castle of Abudo?
You are banchi.
You are banchi there start. Banchi there start.
As I go more cocoa. Okay. Yes, if I be here. Kwadwo, mama shall say a few ho. But so will lead the conversation in there.
All right.
We are now bebam.
Okay.
You've seen it all. Government in, government out, and she shall be the the fight, you know. Because you only na. Menim yenim kwanya kufa the fast so cast what in the presidency at all. Line say or the fight Galamsey no currency beto amatiana. That time you know your interview fi hanu. O catch the essential she na ban na no. The approach no wrong.
Yeah.
I say what some kind no. Indeed ebemu. And abaya sisa ama government for na aba. One also so ade share for aba. What a tax force. Or sans the gold board crash and the gold board shading in a maybe sound common. But then just so far. O compare and nano the end ya Ghana wadachi in terms of Galamsey kwa in na pesi dia hojimono.
First of all, I mean, chair waiting for anyone for. As a matter of fact, abayi ba ye idea. You can't say everything is rosy. And then can say problem no, you are resolving 100%.
Okay.
But as we try to be home, now they are saying home dance here. Until oh, kasa at least wait to me a measure. Say oh, go any man as oh your day. One thing I buy and started. We will applaud and they say wama BBA free and fair.
Wama BBA
free and fair. And on my to intimidate, attack, or to destroy Obiejuma.
Okay.
That's one thing I hear on this government.
Okay.
BBA no say dialogue or pay the right information and the right solution.
Okay.
So there's a distinction between Abaya Wabe and Abaya Ochewo. The approach na nadu fine. Nanka problem no enshada nye issue.
Okay.
But starting kuna ni hu red flags people. So bekaya omo auditing of licenses.
Yeah, bekaya.
So what licenses be abra? Yate interministerial committee.
Yeah.
Oba come in person. Na ye new interview. Bekaya. But I think that approach no, the mentality was wrong in a sense. So open so who say nipa no nya nkata. Na krata na onya no wan fa kwan paso. Through the processing no in the Minerals Commission you can easily know. So we nkata no or qualify and also unqualified.
Okay.
But they say we nyina yembra. Inti ye ba na hwe woni ne hu ze wo. Mine na wo ye no. Se bi sika ba hu se mebia. Ye no ma wa ban mu no emboa ya e wo se ye gi efi wo nsem. Inti oba ha me ko bi.
Okobi.
Eba mi kotena mo so mo ye mi interview. Could you imagine sending me bibia? Question no mo bisa me was adentin na wo boy echi. E na okra na ehwa. Okra na wo mpa ban na sem. So what they actually did was ye wie no mo so mo bia sticker ni ko ye djuma. Ememu no na nka ye sticker ni ye djuma.
Okay.
Na ye license, that is what the constitution asks you to provide.
Tino obi ni motor sticker na aban so to
aban created the sticker also the barcode. Inti e ba wo site enya wo license na ebe hwe ye hwe barcode na ekuta no and a barcode no so ye omo no mu provide.
Okay.
Inti so wo license so ni license so sa code na ye de be ma no anase sa sticker na de be ma na de odi yedwa.
Sticker na odi yedwa.
Sticker na odi yedwa. Enya nkrata na odi yedwa. Wow. Inti interministerial committee for no equity an avenue. Edi jinko be na license.
Wow.
Thinking so what they were doing, you know, na omo mancophobia tenefi, mancophobia de aye adwuma. Into omodi sa ban ne beto so no. Omo hu bebi a obi a sha, obi a license e de. Ewo. And omo ti asrafo ne go. And the people that led that operation were politicians. Uti, say what I say military. He said the 9 months. Colonel Boa Edano.
No.
Or a military person.
That's true.
So no, if he gives order based on operations are more egada. But when we no ye incroform we politicians are. And lead the police for no.
Okay.
Any military. Inti ahamen kwa. Obi che forest cry enko obi wo fie ni akosesa ni machine nso mo fa enyesa machine di kosi ho they give it to other people to go and mine. That was what was happening. Enema ye ba abonte ebe ye dede bebreze no because me one mama trefi me license one mama me ba code ni bi license ni so nwi u kofre lawyer na de no kwa babeka che say masa tena be bi na dwo ho na akokra na ade na bia wentimi ndi nkoni. So eno na ye hu say no, the fight was okay. But indirectly, no. And that too, air politics.
I see.
Inti, ubesha, ye di ban nebe to small scale mining so. And Ghana be the leading producer of gold in Africa. That was the time of small scale miners for ye produce bibiri.
Time ye di ban at
Yes. Inti no, ubesha, Fimpo Boating, you crowd the buy. He was saying, omukofa excavators be a kousi.
Okay.
Okay, say yemfa nkoma we mu na party his ka yema party for ni yeju. So that fight itself was flawed by politics.
Wow.
That is the reason why Edentina you say military down Operation Vanguard.
Yes.
Na you say koto drones. We say the drones na faso bi eni so. Ni na say the drone cannot arrest anybody. Any maybe mine in Ekoso. So liaise with the chiefs, liaise with the dissect, and let's see where the problem is coming from. I'm koto drone. It will drone over $2 million.
Yeah, okay.
Drone in up to now, drone in your eye. Ubisa, make catch you drone a Korean my back, na yera. And I took you understand? We could not achieve anything.
Drone will fly, no.
Yeah, I want to drone to Korea. Or somebody to be maybe also a small scale minus one as Galamsey shoot two drone. Up to now, say drone in our buy somebody cannot give us
$2 million.
$2 million worth of drone. Now the drone back baby the highest in your system now. That operation can be used for. It's like maybe in Ghana it's back over 20,000.
20,000.
Yes. And I told drones $2 million. It's better get drones 20,000 to 2 million. You better to drones grab 1,000.
Yeah.
In the 1,000 you know much to you. Everybody need have a tofu to drones in a koyama. But I don't know here on the my right. So it was a no. The approach, was like Ebimudi Pesca.
Okay.
And it wasn't really necessarily say they fight it Galamsey. But the bad media now near creative. So that was the reason why I feel they know much money.
Okay.
Because in the quest to transfer money from miners to politicians.
Okay.
I escape.
Okay.
It is a Charles Bisu not office no moon so did ya. No be on way here we now so we call recording no.
Okay.
Seven poor boating on way you and we diania. Almost in the baby.
Yeah.
So you could see say na obia puli
okay
obia down because sikapen na omo the poor boating 100% is never clean. Because you say nyoma on so yeah. Charles Bisu is never clean. Because me cry me call record me faso. Echo Uzi is never clean because it wasn't about the nation, it was about them. And it's now being say a lot of videos, audio recordings said by I did pressure good. So because look, what for being excavator? Say if I take Galamsey.
Yes.
What far Nippon excavator? No, what happened? And him say excavator is your boss. I how much any other machines in the car?
Excavator,
yes. So we put pressure on them. Say. They should let us know the number of excavators on fire. Yeah, share your listen. They who the number of excavators on fire. On mobile rounds in Drusa. Nina say excavator no mutama. No, we saw the time the call.
Okay.
No, so they are going to see. That time and that era, no, and now, no, there's a distinction.
That time the excavators na minus Nadia.
Minus Nadia, GV Nadia,
no politician,
yes. I think in Japan, crab a catcher say. Omokromo brainway plant. And a Galamsey for plant workers before. It go to another year who say even some of the pickups or Mujiji Fish mosque minus for. Now, in Kofobi Homo call by election, they pick up in the Bima. They say, woman, yeah, John Dumelo Tuni.
Yes.
If anything.
My Lydia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Small scale miners for pickups or Mujiji, do baby na Otimbia, na Yedibia man and all the
campaign.
So indirectly, it comes to confirm, say, that fight na ye fighting before no. Motive no was wrong. Yeah, president because all the Nakunya Betuso. So make a ecosi say. Into the can say, look, sometimes it takes a leader. No way over to me standing. Like I say, no. This time around, let's take a different approach. Okay. To me, Abua. And that's what we see in this Lands and Natural Resource Minister, and that's what we see in the President John Dramani Mahama. I feel like some people might not be happy, but in the crowd, and mechanical now, 10 years time, the truth will prevail. And internet sometimes when we are talking, we come out and we say it as it is. Because those times I know interviewing.
Yeah.
And now maybe I will say the mechanic.
Yeah.
Meaning I say whatever I was saying, even though it wasn't pleasant to the previous government, it has come to confirm say Ekuni into me and going.
That's true.
That is why the president can say Africa the Ekunu to me kubi. Na nipo be obesu sidino, ono no be to me abekoko. But that is the time and be to me and solve the problem once and for all. Because that time na clergy for eternity, Muslim union eternity, journalists for eternity. He had the
coalition against
that is, he had the support of the nation. Over 98% of the people. Yes, most man is created tax force. So then another okay. And yes, we am fiscal and fair holding them. So when he said say you know and fight, we were fighting people, they were on the water bodies. Said the insurance any better, not the budget credit. But the reason why I do baby a jar hand is a you say and yet a dream pack
and a
territory. Omojiji is scanning in every year. What I said the hot 1 or 2 buy and a military phone say now Momo see and coach Galamsey. Galamsey and you call how to make a way there. Yen chobunko. Then coach a media and young Gigiska. Na yen never business. So that brought about the collapse of Vanguard.
I see.
All the hot and all the operations ahead there. So, what we can say now is different from what has happened already. Those times, so DC is for involved. Into nanano etinikrum. Now, on the DC, okay, a Papaman Forest Reserve.
Yeah.
Be possible.
Yeah.
Be potent. When Sir John, I informed be say Sir John Monday. China for baby gu omo forest reserve. Inti aban ni hu bibi no. What happened? Chief scribe account yenti. Still they were there and the military for come in the forest reserve and no.
Yeah.
What happened? Inti nanana who say no ni issue ni backrow account obi enti. Also no suji kakashe no. Inti ene se mo ba mo ye be kan na mo be tia tum dia. Ene mo ma kakra. All play war.
Namuntu.
Enyi no obi entu. Na obi anso nya kakra nche no. So I can easily attest to the fact, say, the past 8 years, and Galamsey a compound in this country.
The past 8 years.
The past 8 years. 8 years,
yeah.
And I'm a Galamsey to ATC. And then I'm a the ripple effect is here. And now all the excavators are say be air Juma or bush. It came under the past 8 years.
I see.
Uti, all the water bodies that destroyed and it became worse, it's happened under the past 8 years. Under the past 8 years, and the car said, yeah, the forest be mangrove for motu. And the forest I can't say be mangrove for motu.
Yeah.
Even if you dey cry into me of me, but you call ally can say okay, and you will be to for me good day on so forest reserve. Abra na eyi bi anyeden entato. A clear case of nyoma bebresi. Now we call various forest reserves. Now kwhwe omo a yede mo omo a, you would know the motive behind it. It was politicians and indirectly omo ye ya omo je. The first time ever me no ka say yede Kakum National Park edimo obi so nkutu for mogude. The past 8 years.
Kakum National Park. Tourist center no.
Yes, yede mo obi Google. Media for ya na I
think I remember that story.
You know, na Kakum National Park, the head na come up before prospecting. Ghana for na kon ya sana abane racing the. And no can say na excavators him.
Park na so.
Yes. Under the past 8 years.
Yes.
Under the past 8 years. Na maintain mampon hima kasada. Under the past 8 years, and a mampon. Asante mampon.
Yeah.
Yen to fume gudi o hoda. E ma obi so nko to fume gudi o mu e excavators ko si yo. E mampon hima ka sa dia no mu so di tuo e be ko mo so. Under the past 8 years. So now, before we go to where we have gotten to, we need to understand BB free back.
Okay.
And on our can't go for baby now if it's all the politics. But in the crime one can now. Now you know, take the bitter pill. Now you will draw. Now you say you can't trash there when you send you better as say a honey a free bano. It may be a free bano. Sabe you wound the echo. It we don't repeat the past mistakes, We need to talk about it so that people will understand. When people say, let's call on the maybe a state of emergency, and I will explain and I will let you understand. Say, look, we have a lot of ways we can mine.
Okay.
We have better practices we can do it.
Okay.
We have better methodologies I bet
to adopt it.
But as a country, encrophobia na my problem na compounded. Encrophobia. And these people now don't really have a good role. Into no money is here, no moon to me can be brave. Because look, the American in under the past 8 years, see. Into a damn potty pan or no bet to me, I can say, obey to me, I bought buying and also obey to me the support. And I send the ideas out.
Okay.
Because 8 years, yes, the government is continuation.
That's true.
It's a mobile any who sends you need it. And I'm paying my hammer so about and all you be at was. This is what we call government. That is a continuation approach in the bit me they use.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, say you negative 3. So now we need to do extra to make sure say able to me solve the issue of Galamsey. Look, Media Maka, and I always say it. We cannot fight Galamsey as a country.
We cannot fight Galamsey.
Never.
As a country.
As a country.
I didn't see.
We can only manage the problem, right? And find alternative solution to the problem. Because the moment you try to fight the problem, it will fight back. These are very candid issue, and I'll explain.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, Chechemu.
And maybe na we assume some more Galamsey.
Yeah.
He started the fight against Galamsey, you know, in the 50s.
Okay.
And kuma time when you know, Bruni Penny to me to go from a good day. You be beginning to kuta good cry, Neddy.
Yeah.
But yen and no movie or muhutu. Uti, it will say, Omon Tom Crana ornament. Yen and to me too from a good day. Obianto, no more the Akoshiku, no the Akoshi baby. Because Embrofun Nebeyem say they are the only people who can mine in this country.
Okay.
And first, now illegal mining. But when they came and they wanted to mine, and no money and an anomiem, I say, hey, Momontao, yeah, na de gold, no, here,
okay.
It's here near too. So the first mine in Ghana, your Obuasi mine.
Okay.
So based on Obuasi mine, and I didn't ram, often a dim rabbi, Muchichi and no message say, Mumun to me to form a good year, Brunini, a baby too.
Ah, from a good year,
yeah, Diano, until Bruni Pen and need to. Nti na nanum tu a omusa esuru na omo de akoshe kukum na omo de akoshe chide nti dachi bia no se nipa ni nyine na aka chose o ye tu fo magude no e shaha nti bia mu nkonkotu nti ebedidi mu na PND se aban bai that time na champo mu nyina ba be try some resolve nti me anye to Rollins use the brute force and operation be operation cow leg ni wan hwan no ne ba na go ti so bo asese na ye na nanum tumi ko wuro no makose sabo kakra ba no motumi ya no munya good kakra eno ye chewa ukodem ye bu sa na de wakotum so well I say no people need to mind ye na nanum ne tu go na sana mbofu no be hu se go do how
okay
so Ghana ni so tu for megude eno mo this small scale mining e buy
okay
it is small scale mining buy no na I was say yenso be before need to me too e come because boni I am not want to me too
okay
so we been be to there any yen free be a no small scale imbra
okay
or artisanal small scale mining into here no those times and na excavate new tini use rudimental to say pick a shovel
okay
you know chisel
okay
and now more edi edwuma those times na your rock mining to mo kwa underground tini use no eni ye de say
okay
when airport no 1995 6 7 so make ya yes omanpeyi JJ Fiso no na nso bi ni say
tell me JJ we 2000 no
na nso ni say let me show you when
2001 no
na e be in 2008
okay
na we say build this stadium
yeah
and e ko fa China for so omumra one omumbesi esipon
okay
no omumbesi tamale na renovate Accra
Any Kumasi.
So they brought in excavators. And the Chinese that came started doing feasibility studies. So when you set it in a higher Gold Coast, until when they were trying to fix the stadium, no. Now the same company, no, right? Engineers in the business and Namdunpao. And they realized that there was gold in the country. It almost excavators no buy a stadium and that was the genesis of Galamsey. In the excavator never hire no. Omu say they cannot work. They need to partner small scale miners. Sometimes the excavator who gan in untiminto. Ukro new say they use so they started with partnership. In 2008 and almost started doing kwao. Obuase manson. Into no tracy no man who say scan bi ha and excavate omu say sa and almost started the machines ni bebre na buy. From 2008 and in started say but that time no the nipa ne no so na excavators ne no so like a net
okay
and almost started to almost started no now Ghana we had to evolve in terms of monitoring
okay
because ade no cost ro na emu ye de na so wamia wa ho ndi into those times na EPA Minerals Commission na o sanka etumi bo omo na empower omo no mo to go with outrage and excavators ne ba no omo no na empower omo So they were overwhelmed. And a kofa say, okay, the mine in a trap for muso. A buying so no into me who at the potia said we obey to me. And a kofa sign to say, ye a buy. And the first time, you have a brute operation. And the most Mahama. Now, me say, they be said they know Mexico. They have seen say the foreigners are the ones that are creating the problem.
Okay.
And no, a small scale mine is for. And I also a year sage man, and they should be Ghanaians. So operation and they more dimpa. I'll make I want to make crackers as a machine those times.
Yeah.
Which the machines were not for him.
Or say almost easy 500 or 400 a year pickups. Mekaisa Nesemino Kayana.
All those machines were not for him.
Machines
No. There's some Chinese man, I mean, person bonidi.
Okay.
Or not only the Sunny company. But he partnered with him, no more Galamsey at that time. Inti
on it to me partner.
Yes.
Okay.
That in the hands all mine.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
China needing put your hands on.
Okay.
Inti when issues in the buyer or man pay Mahama who say no. The people were exploiting Ghanaians and started tuning see China for no. So only China in the fees were a problem was solving the 80%. So that time they arrested getting to 2,000 Chinese.
I see.
Edi portu omunyina so mekaya. Na afi de adwuma ne be fully owned by Ghanaians.
Okay.
Ntin edidim na sabe ono nso eye den ekoi. Na Nanado nso eye den e ba. So Nanado ba de indirectly no problem no was there, but it was not that complex as we speak now. Because now it was hard for people to do what that comes with impunity.
Okay.
Nipa no oya de cross ro kakra. What I say? To almost buy na I say politicians know so say before bi o kra na nkomo no say be enye eya nkomo nya hwe no. Omo no etumi make kakra. And say dey ayen so no. Let's take over the mine. Na yema yen crofo mumenye, and that was the most dangerous thing as a country. And no me no kasi a compound here and yesaka Galamsey once. But these are practical issues. Fighting Galamsey can be resolved, right?
Fighting Galamsey
can be resolved, but Ninyan said the approach you take, and also how obviously the ako. Yema me say as a country, to me, I use the word fight.
Okay.
But if you want to resolve it, you can. You can achieve.
So we cannot fight.
But you can resolve.
But we can resolve
the problem.
Okay.
Because communities in the mind in the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, can insure say no, it is for the community. And I love people are talking about chemicals, mercury and other things.
Cyanide.
So if pollution is going on, why only the first year or more affected
community now?
It's a community.
Yeah.
But have you ever heard the communities complaining? Then it means you cannot fight the problem. We can only fight the problem when the community is against it.
No mean that yes.
And the community will fight for you.
Okay.
Because it is a first, our community, watchdogs,
Yeah.
Police for Nkona or solve one problem. Police for cry be crying we are there or to me more because the community they are watchdogs.
Those days in NASA.
In those days, no issue be our police for cranko. Or more bet you do our police station.
Yeah.
Say hey, and I don't know it was quite more suspicious. So every time piano, when the community is involved, that is when you can fight an issue. But when the community becomes complicit, you can only resolve it by letting the community understand, sensitizing them. Okay, you can say gold na mutu no abayin HT.
Okay.
Nemom e kwa mo faso tu na issue.
Okay.
Munje license. Mu sense you. Mu sense ase. Ka utu na okata so kra nka obi ehun so wetu.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is let's make sure they can mine by in a sustainable manner.
Okay.
And no one resolve the issue no and you have created the solution to the problem. But you need to oh no man you may be the obedi heading now also a purpose of too good now the military ni ko area obekwa ko ye adwuma anajo and secondly there wouldn't be a political war in solving the problem. What the military no kwa ebe to aba December 7 what the military na ko say omo ko stop o mo ana. Omo so be kwa to aba o.
I know there.
Into omo ko mesa ko ye adwuma no. That is why I say you can never win by fighting it. But we can really win and easily win when we want to resolve the problem. And you can only resolve it when you take emotions aside. Now, Abandon no engage Galamsey for.
Okay.
They see them as enemies. But the same Galamsey for who can chance a minute, a Juma Muyi. So what me a Juma Kakanga crack to excavator there. Your ma alliances and catch yourself to new crime ways who are utumi ya. Mean how everybody wants to do it. Because to get an excavator is not easy.
Yes, no more than
$200,000, $180,000. You say $180,000 the least.
$180,000.
Less the least.
Excavator back.
Yes. It's Nipano and license graduate crown. Minya. And yes, Kabi how
License
no. Ukuta 30,000 crowd to me this small scale mining license.
Oh, some
now can say billions of dollars, Anna. And yes, But the reason why people are not able to get a license is the bureaucracy involved. It less sensitize these people. But
yeah.
But yeah, we can start from the community-based approach. Yenko communities and minister yenko. Samanso yembo jana na numu nyina momra. Mo problem ni se mo wa sensa sene sa ye chesi mo bia e de na ye nyambo amo asaban.
Okay.
Okay, aban enkrata asem no ye ntumi nko akra o. Uti ebia manso itself mediate case studies kakra. Last scale for naji. It will be ntumi ngi small scale mine.
Okay. Honum.
Ena last scale for no so ntumi ndo omuso ndo so nche nkuru. Nti nkuru ne ya ono so ntumi enkostopo no. So this is what is breeding Galamsey over there. And the money last scale for nkasa. We see the Bima community no. Never responsible cooperative mining. Now member no so mo yedwuma ni nyina no ye register them into cooperatives. Nti e bana ha wetu amana na nkata so we have your records. We show feel krebe ba bechiwo. Indirectly nipa no hu say woni na come into alignment.
Okay.
Into who kasakro ti who was enemy. Who say nyina your partners. Indirectly we regularizing the juma no. And so obi Otakwa School of Mines kra what na be kan. Na omo na kire omo ekwanya omo ntumi ye de entufu magudie in a responsible manner.
I bet me any sir.
You bet me any sir. The only thing is one sensitization and everything it takes time.
Okay.
What I say?
Okay.
And nothing of some people want to use the lazy man approach. Yen to me is over there, yen fan Congo Romo, yen buomo, a being quasi shoot to kill. But anybody that says shoot to kill Biano is not talking out of wisdom. Because idea, you need to be the answer to him. Now ye to me I resolve it, na to me a bois or mine. This are Mr. Baby Galamsey oh. Now I say no because na China for two for me good day. What can be a Galamsey by China?
Baby obey
Galamsey by China. You can Google and find out. Say illegal mining happening in China. Ono kwana ono woni bibia no. Ni krumo for no say omo ni nkata krometu.
I see. But
when you go to South Africa, you can Google illegal mining in South Africa. And when you to go mutu nyina.
South Africa.
Hey. So illegal mining has been in all the places I go. Let me tell you the reason why our model no. Na emba in the public domain. The only country nyamia buano ana wa blessing no in gold Ghana. Ghana na yawo alluvial mining at the same time as our rock mining.
Okay.
When you go to South Africa, it's rock mining they do. It's only the say okwasa asiase.
Rock kwa no mo.
Omo rock in kwan any diamond mining.
Okay.
Uti. Enti ye Ghana ne ye wa alluvial wo. Alluvial no wo nsuo ho e wa asase so. Nti won go down bebre. E wetumi nya no. Uti. Enti ono South Africa ni de omo ye ne say they pollute their water with chemicals. Into only no nsuo no emi nya brown na wo hu. But the river itself is poisonous. In China is the same thing. And the reason why Ghana here no brown because of the alluvial mining and media maye. Into gold in a complex. That is why every business person here wants to deal in gold in Ghana. Minya, so what to kwaya? Now say me call UK. Your fair river be Thames River.
Okay.
And then a landing bridge, no, a faso. Minya, who could you know in Suenia? Is your name to a brown?
It's when a brown.
It's when a brown. So that means Madame for bidding. Come on, sir. It's your idea and shut down clean water. So Ghana and Kaiwega Galamsey foam. And look as a mini. So the next day, and a call baby in Fulham. They call Fulham. Do you know what they were doing in the river? They were mining in the river.
Fulham.
They were mining Omutu with excavator. Sam Hiana, Omudisi or Modern Nano. Thames River no Mutuno.
Wow.
Uti. But Boni, and then Mr. Boni said, oh, but no, it is not poisonous. In a sense, Omutu and Hiana, and cry Boma in Sonimu Edo. Because I don't know more, Chiniwa, why tourism, no one, why in Sonu, a triumph in Sony, a tree and Hianaba. So they need to excavate, use the sand to build their town. Uti, and you know, everyone in the Enkahu. So, Onu Boni say mining is good for him. Onu to near Rivampo. Ediesin ne dan.
Otu anwe.
Yeah, only bodo. Wood. Inti adenti na yentimi enye de ono na ye no. So sometimes it boils down to management. Look, bibi ene na de akosha aban. But we have forgotten say aban minu.
Yeah.
Yeah, before a problem no. Everything is government. But government is me and you. So man be tumpo ya minu. So man be ko n'anima ya minu. Enti to de bia na de bibia shaban. But the illegal mining that is going on, enya ban sometimes fault. Minu your fault. And for ka ho. Committees ni ka ho. Indigenous ni ka ho. Because everybody has seen say so pass aban e ko bonus bo. Ohene no in mining dispensation with the Mining Act, it states you cannot mine within 100 meters radar.
Yeah.
It's a more license crana 100 meters of every river. Be on to me to for good year. Na so ko obi 100 meter buffer na wo ja to onu because oni say wo enye wo tia no o say enu ye na nadia.
It will be 200 meters.
It's 100 meters. So once na so go for biaba. Ana na so dan who concession na. What you say? At the end of the day, so na na create problem or the best aban o.
Eno de e be kasa aban na ama ni panel line say.
That's it. Into all these things, you know. The reason why I make us a sensitization is better than say we will be seen in fighting the problem, which will bring about failure. No? That is what I have seen. Say, Lands and Natural Resource Minister, Professor.
You be call enum ne akọ gold board mo, but maybe some question when say me you am a call no bo. Baby I do presentation no I drew from the past 8 years. A quite fast why ye kwa still an yentimi ni say akọ. But maybe some question when anytime be approaching these miners, they will tell you you near Jumaye. They will tell you Yenkodi. But Obi will go into mining within a space of, let's say, 12 months. Then the penalty dying. Me ametie, my Juma be 12 years wahanum. Apatakura minya mobi. Na eyendi ebedi enkuwa. Ena ya nema wamukomu anase a greeder. I am for tag as a way to for the pay because some catch them say, oh, you need the baby, young guy to near quite there. Meanwhile, we be call my name for 12 months, 1 year, no, onia, in your party of Brogu Krumano, Obercochi.
Sabi Oji Scano, Ghana and spending, no.
Yeah,
it's Scano a cow my way.
Yeah.
Menuka say there is when economy crashes. Kabana Ghana jeton. Because of minerals I will.
Today minerals na.
Nka Ghana by na nka yaton.
Yaton.
Ni nyina ne say Nyankopon nim nyansa wo. Obehu ohun say wiase bedu baby no wiase bed.
Okay.
Nti wo pe wasem no de bibie dua asase.
Asase ne so.
Ti edru wo na edin na we use so no. No dia break. Nti gold na nyame de maaye no. Nyame de boaye say this time around no gold no betumi aso sustain cause me know cause cocoa is here exportation beneko
is here be akakra
what them patch and also be boy at a point in time
yeah
me know cause me no say organ me tu for me good akunya meda uni me de I to say Catholic for ben no you say you
too
and
no say another mineral
and no say another mineral God ne pen me aba and you to twene
Catholic
you tu nya bi wo asase you tu twene o ko be bi ti say kade akwetia
yeah
so omo pe diamond those times na gold bomb to gold ni to twene.
Okay, diamond no pay. It oko to go that. No, you go to go baby.
Too good not to or say a bad luck.
Wow.
Ope diamond.
In those days.
Uti.
Yeah.
There are other metals ah. They say lithium ni one way.
Yes.
Obi ne ko hu yo. Onim de na de ban.
Eto hu ye na ye bisa we.
Yeah, no be na ye be investigations say bi kura wa ha. Sa clinker ye na me no ka say. Ye de cement. O ko latte ho ko bibia bebre ne wo. Latte ko ho ni nyina.
Aya abribi boys so.
Abribi oni chi oni nyina. Me no asenkwa ne ho. Afimpo no say aban to ne bo ase behwe. Uti box site manganese. Ufa buom side ho.
Yeah.
E kon kwanta.
Yeah.
O say krom ni wan hwan ketikrache. Ni nyina me no asenkwa. Inti Brony kura next year. Almost the Emerald conference on sea mining.
Sea mining.
Yes.
Apo no.
And very soon me na only na we be could be site wo.
Etibo sa be hono ponaka.
No tie me.
Metio.
And you know, because it means we are insulting God. No, I'm just yes. Listen.
Yes.
No, you can mine, but we mine oil in the sea.
That's true.
Fish in any fish.
Yeah, you fish.
Yeah, you fish. Sabe aha eti.
Saka krama na sase su
you want aha eti.
Yes.
Ufa echira ha. Enye wana sabe eja ya na ya de kogum.
Sana che.
Nti upese o chese yen fish ana.
Yeah, we pa.
But eja ya na de gum.
Yeah.
Ana me boa.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is making sure say the right thing is done. Baby for my good day she be as a Flagstaff as I see. And a good crash e bedru baby no. O say dey your moko she biri baby. Ni tu sa for my good day.
Meba kojo meba wo. Enti yam fa ne say omanmu nyina all the 16 regions. Nyame de agudi ahye mu aman.
Yeah.
Enti aso ye ntimi nka say ahare de even though ehye ho but ye nko ho. And say omatu nyina fi kroma say mutu go ne.
But there's mining in Accra.
Mining in Accra.
Yes, we call something salt mining.
Salt mining, okay.
In the 7 there's mining there's mining in Accra. These are minerals. Salt is a mineral.
Yeah.
Uti, Accra we mine here.
But we
call something sand mining. And then you see and mining. So within human environment
activities
of mining is part. You cannot exist as human without mining. Menuka se fun ekuta yi. Lithium, silver, gold, copper. Ene dey phones ni nyina no so yetu. Yes I asase ansa. Unim. Let me tell you. Mining is like obi ehon fa no. And I say so obi wo heart problem.
Yeah.
Na ya diagnose na o say ye hwe. Say ebie akoma ebie o chest. Na etumi emma implant na yi akoma na different fresh ah. O ho bet ye pama o ho beto. O tenen pa che no. But ten ka say ya pai wuyem. Nti wo bewu. No. Mine no pai bibim. Wo say bibi ansa na wonya.
Adepa wom.
Nti wo de ne so wo wi a you need to bring it back. Uti. Now I make sure say you made the na why no you can reverse it. Look, in the coming days, the documentary beba.
Okay.
On say every day be media now one-sided.
Okay.
When public ni backlash ni ba.
Yeah.
No more kind of mining no and a small scale.
Yeah.
It's on my box is small scale mining for Galamsey.
Yeah. Yes,
but I don't see Galamsey as illegal mining.
Okay.
Because the word Galamsey itself doesn't mean a illegal mining. Ya won go form titi makola omo ye Galamsey.
That's true.
What you say? Uko ahaye chire yai. a mo eyifo nkofo ton condemn me
Yeah.
omo nya Galamsey for in a sense okofa copper ni ogada ansa na wa dey waton inti even makola for cry Galamsey,
so they gather and
sell. Uti, and every businessman is engaging in Galamsey. Inti Galamsey and gather and sell is not a bad thing. But adia ebe boil it down say resistance no ebe problem no.
Yeah.
And no ebe issue.
Okay.
Uti, see, many obi Kasai or South Africa. Now only one of the biggest mines in South Africa.
Okay.
The manager Ghana.
Okay.
Timini you didn't come on me cause South Africa ni didn't come on. Okay, say Ghana for sometimes the emotions now ma the problem ni who problem na resolve. Almost South Africa they mine in their forest in their water bodies.
South Africa.
Yes. If omo open mining.
Okay.
And diamond sometimes it's close to the river banks.
Okay.
So they do is they go to the water resource ministry. No more begging how. No more certificate to divert the water or the river. Uti.
Okay.
Into ombesia no more Canada kana ma insuo no. Omo for mo san kan insuo no. Se diamond no metu omo etu ni nyina evi omo wia. No more sa behwe. No more sa dia fa baby na efa na.
So no mo nya hwe.
Insuo no nya hwe. But for me gudu no why dey. In the next 50 years Ebesaba. Because they're natural. If you say a forest, you pay at all. And one young upon the buy no abit to me, I recover itself. Indeed, then a bit of management.
Okay.
And a bit of leadership. Better problem na see. And now you know what? They don't That is how politicians tend to react. In so doing, so to me, come they didn't down. No one say no, this approach MY. But this approach in a beboy. No, the not drink in the beginning of Benya backlash.
Okay.
But as time goes on, people will come to understand.
Resource,
say, no, we know can say resource.
Yeah.
See, their technology. Aba. Ye bet to me aye juma. Abra inso ni nyede. Ense. Inso ni dia said that. And in natural state, So because obi a won't you hunkrenyai in the next 5 years.
So no better
Because they push all the debris from the top.
A
natural resource. And say the focus a chemical. Let me just clarify. Water itself is a chemical.
Okay.
Right? Also, we actual mineral water.
Yeah.
Why is it mineral water? Go for mass because water itself is a mineral.
That's true.
Uti. Into a component of minerals won't you. So this one, all the minerals, if you and the minerals does not mean say you see it.
Okay.
Maybe almost 2 boreholes.
And yes.
And minerals comes with the water. So she has what to go fee.
Yeah.
And maybe all the machine A2.
Yeah.
The bedroom baby no abo no difference. Eba. Also so be share India for no almost separate no.
Yeah.
These are all minerals. And it comes with the water. Uti. And for us to get a clean water no, you need to take all these minerals from it. Inti na be share in Subia no, natural mineral water because they have taken all the mineral out. The same way they use you eti. And nkofo ashada ma de na yu say na mercury wom and na mercury entumi fa nsuo mu e ma nsuo ni ntene da.
Mercury and cyanide. The one you say mpe awia no.
Mercury
Say ba ko bi mpe awia na mercury dey say yes the board. The one on the board yes.
Mercury are very expensive.
Okay. Yes the board dey pa.
And now let me show you. Mercury na nkofo aka bebrebe no.
Yes.
I say ton de bia nkofo my so mo scientists.
Yeah.
As an bebrebe for nko. Omo kan nekre no. On say issue ni ba sentiment. Obeka bibi no de anhu na obia nipa ayetiwe. Oh, you contain mercury in your body.
Mercury in my body.
Yes, mercury in your body. Me mercury in my body. Other way, mercury in the body. Just for you to know. Ochina opa. Ko laboratories for na omo etumi complex diagnosis.
Research, okay.
Na catch say they should check the amount of mercury in you.
Your body name.
Your body name. They will tell you. Say Nipano, you have some type of, it should be a limit.
Okay.
Or limit be also do.
Okay.
Right? Into one who make so the mercury in your body is okay. Uti. But a broswa and a hard.
Okay.
So yeah, nipa di hano crown. A bro change na they contain mercury. The water that is being pumped. I mean, true. Oko abrochi. And I say, boni wo kettle na ayo mo beton.
Yeah.
Ebi wo ho out there ko gina ho. Na ka so to kettle na hwem. We bon say nyoma white bi wom.
Yeah.
Ni nyina mercury. Because where they pump it no, mercury so no for domestic use. And no, it's not harmful.
Is it Yedibi?
Yedibi. Uti.
Yeah.
And it's not really on Galamsey.
Okay.
Secondly, once a near kind of for deformation, ya won't kwala, and then because of Galamsey and woo.
Yeah.
Na sign abusers or a scientist or a doctor. On far any research proof beyond but no I can't.
No, I can't try side yet.
Me no kasi. And crofo mu akra. Omo do so chomo mu wo nkran kitin.
I know correct.
So deformity and ye won kwara ebi mu aso. India. Omutumi wu nipa na mitie mienu. India. Oh,
nipa ba kono ni
nipa nitie mienu. UK. US. Europe. Your kwara be from autism.
Autism for no.
E ho Galamsey ni ho. Mine ni ho. But omo kwara na bev deformity ho what in temperature.
Yeah.
But omo kra investigation on the causes of Sanyomano. But Ghana, upa mo bin kowo sakura ni ba ko ewo manso. Cause na Galamsey. Uti. Me wanu ni nyina nim tronkwa. And they have not been able to bring any proof scientifically. Research with Bloomberg. All these things are not moka. Uti say na enkwara wu we went to all these places. So want to me am any data.
See a cocoa ebi ewram.
Uti.
Yeah.
Let me come to you. Cocoa there no.
Yes.
Na ye fertilizer na ni spray no. You know these fertilizers are all chemicals. Fertilizer ni bi wo ho a say ye bo a udi a wu.
Fertilizer bi wo.
Yes. They are poisonous because they come insects ne. Ebi wo also empower aduane no and they are all chemicals.
Okay.
Ebi tumi ko nnuane ni mayedi. Ukwa abrochira GMO, wine modified foods ni nyina fertilizer ne chemicals nkwa. The one kra na obi pe ye de na ye fresh ne natural ne no omedi. But on say issue number.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be very vociferous. So could be na ehun so nni you can research all these things turn out to be false. Look, minerals or assassin. In Ghana, a lot of our land holds mercury. Mercury, a component of assassin mercury.
Okay.
Right? Until what you do is say, we share the amount of mercury was assassin. Until say if you want to check, say be a mercury was assassin be more. Wait me a command so. Obuase. No akoye research.
Okay.
No be makola dwom. No say to assassin no ahwe. Obehwe no e bi kwa makola mercury wo ho e more than
manso there
no because minerals inti no no obi na otu ne minerals that is mercury and no ton the ide e de amaye e minim say Ghana say yetumi your research ni ya ye benya asase a mercury wo so a yeso betumi etu na ya ton e de amankrofo and it's used for a lot of things,
okay,
including gold extraction.
Okay.
And today can you say look Galamsey issue no and you say you to me resolve you no man for emotions and into mo amoye Galamsey ni nyina no ni so person ni muhia aban person ni muhia because ye stakeholders meeting on Galamsey and Fred Galamsey for
enu kra ye tie no akra
that is it ono no kra no tini kra na so onim de e koso so the best thing we can do as a country and say okay yanko stakeholders ni bi ho hey, muna mutia na se mudin se mfuna mu se yenzo ni ensase na musu tie di ombeka.
Okay.
I think say in so doing no we can find solution from Mwanka Sakra no mo ye illegal mining.
All right.
And through that at least Ghana will benefit from this gold dollar because unim. And now look as a dollar a quarter maybe.
Yeah, dollar last time I drop it.
Now who feel say $1 dollar I mining. Uti, me can say gold board through gold board. Ghana is getting over 300 million forex every week.
Every week.
Every week.
So podium na honorable mbrem. Yebeba gold board is sem. Naimo so yebeba ansana ye no kra awie arapi up. Honorable Daniel Kosia Shama El Hanum MP for Adaroma Boyen. Say what of fango na amount na otono anso. Want to fango na amount na otono anso.